What's up, YouTube? I'm Z, and this channel shows you the world through my lens. A lot of people have been asking me when this was going to happen, so I'm recording it now, Tuesday. I just had a weird few days. I wasn't feeling well, so I didn't record much, and then I was having a lot of issues with blocking. There's a good chance this gets blocked as well. Like, I've been getting a lot more blocks lately, so we'll see how it goes. If this doesn't come out till if you're seeing this on like a Thursday or a Friday or Saturday, it's probably because it got blocked. So regardless, we're gonna get into it. Last time we finished at Where Would I Be? So this time we're gonna start at Heartaches, and we're gonna go all the way through to the end of the album. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
I'm in the studio with my nigga Kobe turkey pizza. 3,000 PM on a Hellcat, I'ma stop it all. Them project houses, I ain't seen them when I lost my bro. Young and wild and young and never had $1 million. But he could show you how to run down in the yard at Glock. My uncle sitting in the prison catching all the boss. We suffer from the same feeling, steady taking loss. I know this shit ain't the game, watch out for triple cross. You wearing merch from them boys, gain no more, my diamonds fall. I swear my fate going no way.
Hold on, let me pull this back a little bit.
But he could show you how to run down in the yard at Glock. My uncle sitting in the prison catching all the boss. We suffer from the same feeling, steady taking loss. I know this shit ain't
Study from the same, we suffer from the same feelings, steady taking losses. I think that's what he said.
Watch out for triple cross. You wearing merch from them boys, gain no more, my diamonds fall. I swear my fate going no way. Heartbreak, bad day, lost a home, man. Yellow tape, bright day, we be on that. Trey AAK, run a fall flat. My nigga died to get him back, I be hoping. It's hard to go to sleep at night because I seen him bust open. Like come to join the road riders, every time we ride, we be rolling. Life is all about survival, every time we slide, we be told. I feel the pain from
I like that flow switch up. Like, he went from his regular flow to like a faster, slow combo on the line.
every time we ride, we be rolling. Life is all about survival. Every time we slide, we be told. I feel the pain from my mains. I've been really with Loki, I be steady switching lanes. 5% the window. Working with that thing, rubber bands. We gon' make them hit 'em. I done made a hole in the grind. Came up from a nickel. She can't come around and be my babe. Like she fought my nigga. Monkey in the middle. Take this pack and throw it to the prison. Started from the bottom like I'm Drake. Now I got a million. Raiders make a call and make it stay. Uncle Vacancy.
I think he said started from the bottom like I'm Drake.
Started from the bottom like I'm Drake. Now I got a million. Raiders make a call and make it stay. Uncle Vacancy. My uncle sitting in the prison catching all the boss. We suffer from the same feeling, steady taking loss. I know this shit ain't the game, watch out for triple cross. You wearing merch from them boys, gain no more, my diamonds fall. I swear my fate going no way. Heartbreak, bad day, lost a home, man. Yellow tape, bright day, we be on that. Trey AAK, run a fall flags. We gon' trap them all out of bando. Extension clip inside the Mecca, leave a crack in his window. My little dog cross the tracks, who wear a mask and he kicked. Just wanna run on some racks so he can move all his kinfolk. I try so hard, but I just can't quit them double cup.
That was nice. Like, the delivery on that was really nice. And the message.
The tracks, who wear a mask and he kicked. Just wanna run on some racks so he can move all his kinfolk.
Want to run up some racks so we could move out the kinfolk.
But I just can't quit them double cup. Could be selling hard on 38, tryna double up. Like behind them bars, murder case on another level. I've been going hard, tryna get paid on another level. New 2-car garage, for the rape on the yard. My uncle, he got life in the state, broke my heart. Skated on a high speed, chasing the car. I done had my scratch, jumping gates, playing cards. My uncle sitting in the prison catching all the boss. We suffer from the same feeling, steady taking loss. I know this shit ain't the game, watch out for triple cross. You wearing merch from them boys, gain no more, my diamonds fall. I swear my fate going no way.
That part's nice.
Bad day, lost a home, man.
Let's listen to that again, where he says, I swear my face.
Shit ain't the game, watch out for triple cross. You wearing merch from them boys, gain no more, my diamonds fall. I swear my fate going no way. Heartbreak, bad day, lost a home, man. Yellow tape, bright day, we be on that. Trey AAK, run a fall flat.
I think that's a strong track. Um, I know I was complaining a little bit with like some of the songs in terms of like the the ratio between the chorus and the verse. I think that had a much healthier ratio. Um, and then just like the theme of the song I liked a lot. It does seem like he's got a lot of like more deep songs on this, and considering that the album's called Recovery, and then like that interview that he showed or the trailer that he showed for this, and he was like, I'm just trying to recover from losses, from, you know, all sorts of shit. So like it makes sense that it's this. I'm sure some people won't like that it's all this. Like some people probably want more of like the other genres of music, or I guess other subgenres of rap that he does. So like maybe more aggressive music, or you know, up tempo stuff. But there's a couple of those on here. I'm just curious how the rest of the track list is gonna go. Not all of these had lyrics available, which makes sense because it's, you know, new. As this is playing, let me go ahead and see if I can look this up. Rest in peace, Fat Fat.
And you know Kobe go crazy. Different diamonds dancing, new designer fabrics. Why I'm so attracted? Can you be my best friend? Not like let's shot it for real. Ain't been the same inside my mind since somebody got killed. Cash out, that Audemars standing still. Walking lit, what's on my wrist? Yeah, about this you get killed. I took him way back, way before the money and deal. Been the blocks in that for one and jumping out with my steel.
Nice.
I might go and cash out on the brand new lamb truck. In my Glock, that TRX, no, this is not a round truck. I'ma get this guap, I finally ran a jack up. Can't even lie, Miss LaShawty, when you coming back home. I fuck with Shawty cause she trap, I like herself. Can't even lie, girl, you the one, like why the fuck we not together? He could be rich, he could be broke, either way you gon' be scratched. You ready to cry inside the coat, or cry inside the Gucci sweater. My little night broke the code, but I still love her through whatever. I know the fat Mrs. Bro, but sometimes I just wish she shut up. I try to play them niggas close, but about to rock out, they get wet. Cause I pull four and sip and walk out about the pass. I told her D, he the smartest, they want to rest. So my lady look like a model, I say she next door. Probably can't do spraying that author, he had a scrap on. So Scapey stay out the project, cause that shit bad. I hit him, my nigga, my killer, 9 mil. Dude out the other side, bitch, I told her.
That was nice. My hitter, my N-word, my killer, 9 miller. But like the way he sung that, let's pull that back so we can hear that again.
Probably can't do spraying that author, he had a scrap on. So Scapey stay out the project, cause that shit bad. I hit him, my nigga, my killer, 9 mil. Dude out the other side, bitch, I told her come and ride with. No, I'm not trying to side with. Don't tell your man I'm Cyrus. Looking like the sky bigger when I look up my niggas. Cash.
No, I'm not trying to side with her. Go tell your man our side realer. That was nice.
That Audemars standing still. Walking lit, what's on my wrist? Yeah, about this you get killed. I took him way back, way before the money and deal. Been the blocks in that for one and jumping out with my steel. I might go and cash out on the brand new lamb truck. In my Glock, that TRX, no, this is not a round truck. I'ma get this guap, I finally ran a jack up. Can't even lie, Miss LaShawty, when you coming back home. Every time she do your hair, you look way better. I don't give a fuck about them people, you was here, wait for the chat. You know I gotta keep this heat, they wanna see me on the scratch. We kicking shit, not talking FIFA, how about you, I'm bringing pressure. Derek Jeter smoking pressure, girl, you would keep her thoughts of marriage. She wanna be my Lola Bunny, Mariana, Cuddy Carrot. Take a flight to come to California, come.
The rabbit reference, carrots, like eating carrots, but carrots size of diamonds. That's
My
clever.
Lola Bunny, Mariana, Cuddy Carrot. Take a flight to come to California, come out with Chanel. Paul lost his life in California, so we coming back to nail shit. Balenciaga with that bombing, baby, go and get your nail. Like fuck the cost, I spent 2,000 on the outfit, I can't spell it. For the plug on running off, I got the boss and couldn't smell shit. Fuck a scale, I feel like turkey, I ball it when I sell shit. You must don't wanna go to war, you keep on talking, that's some 12 shit. By the gun, by the sword, I took that shit right there and ran. Bro, you can't be a part of us, you had a gun and then you ran. So sorta like a charter bus, that 30 clip with that extension. Cash out, that
Nice. Sounds sort of like a charter bus 30 clip with that extension. That's a clever line as well. He did this, so we talked about this a bunch. He's done it actually already like 2 or 3 times on this album so far from what I can remember. But he's done it on other songs as well. The whole thing where he like punches in while the previous line is kind of still filling out or finishing out, and then he like talks over himself to start the next line. this seems to be a style that he likes because I've seen it a few times from him now.
Watch that 30 clip with that extension. Cash out, that Audemars standing still. Walking lit, what's on my wrist, yeah, about this you get killed. I took him way back, way before the money and deal. Been blocks and that 400 jumping out with my steel. I might go and cash out on the brand new loud truck. In my Glock, that TRX, no, this is not a round truck. I'ma get this guap, I finally ran a check. Can't even lie, Miss LaShawty, when you coming back home.
I like that the beat was like fairly simple, like it wasn't overdone. It fit that style of song really well. Man, it looks like none of these have lyrics.
Go crazy, AG.
The shawty exotic, that's just how I like it. 32,000, I spend on Versace. When I first hit that lick, it was all about the money. If you have my kid, I'ma fix up your body. Gon' board on the private, the doctor Miami. Extension cord, got it stuffed in my fanny.
Hold up, let me pull that back. This is a different vibe now. I literally just said that all of his songs, most of his songs sounded a certain way, but this one's different.
The shawty exotic, that's just how I like it. 32,000, I spend on Versace. When I first hit that lick, it was all about the money. If you have my kid, I'ma fix up your body. Gon' board on the private, the doctor Miami. Extension cord, got it stuffed in my fanny. I run up more in the pandemic. Got this shit off the floor, ain't no handouts. When I hopped out the Porsche, had them bands out. Made her get an abortion, she found out. Mama, look at your boy, he a man now. Younger jumped off the Porsche, now he's man down. When the YOLO came in, it was tan brown. Used to think that I can't, but I can now. I just left to the bank with the bands now. About 100 and change, you get ran down. I came a long way from the bottom, and I did it with the bros. I came a long way from the apartments, posted by the corner store. I came a long way from the projects, when the time we used to stove. I came a long way in the process, my heart turned cold.
I came a long way in the process, my heart turned cold. Listen, rags to riches. This is always a story that's going to be super hard for me not to like. So I already love the content of this track.
Process, my heart turned cold. They say it's cheaper to keep it, but no, I don't wanna. I pass the bitch right to the homie. I keep that heat up when I be out grinding, cause I know these niggas, they wanna come homie.
So this is cool. Like, I was talking about YoungBoy doing this on one of his Sincerely Control tracks. But, like, it's like the... like, the line isn't, like... How do I say it? We talk about lines in, like, a 4-line sequence. And instead of having 4 lines, he has 2 lines, but each line takes up the space of 2 lines, so that's 2 and 2. That would makes 4 in terms of space, but he's really saying like 2 really long lines. And it's just an interesting way to fill up the same amount of space but make it feel different, because the sentence kind of runs on, or that line that you're hearing kind of runs on for a longer time. It catches you off guard and you're like, oh, what's happening? He's doing something different. It's just a clever way to use up the same space but change how you're doing it, right?
When I pass the bitch right to the homie, I keep that heat up when I be up turn cold. They say it's cheaper to keep it, but no, I don't wanna. I pass the bitch right to the homie. I keep that heat up when I be out grinding, cause I know these niggas, they wanna come homie. I rather do this shit all by my lonely. All by myself, no, I don't need an army. I'm blowing purple, baby, like it's Bonnie. I spent about 30 acres up in Bonnie. They said that I trip like a nigga from Harlem. Told my team that it's over, let's go chase the cone. Then about to lean over, I get up on Molly. My little nigga should've did what I told him. Got that lean by that case, couple cases I caught him. Brandon White, I'ma give it the pop. Was that cooking up, yeah, just to fill up his pocket. Get up in his spray, I don't wanna do talking. 400 racks, fuck that up in the club. I know she got my back, now my motherfucking thug. Steady sipping, no act, that's some 2 double cup. I'ma count up these racks while I do all these drugs. My nigga wrist wet like a swimming pool. I done trade in the vet for a toodle cool. Swear so many bitches, it's hard to choose. I still go to the churches with all these blues. I came a long way from the bottom. I came a long way from the apartments. I came a long way from the bottom. I came a long way from the project.
Man, the flow on this one on the verses is fire. Like, he's like nonstop, just like machine gun fire. Like, keep going. And again, this is really only possible in like a studio recorded session. Like, if he was to do a live show and try to perform this song, it would be really hard, because he's punching in every single line, and that's what's giving you the really tight back to back delivery without any gaps, right? Because if he was doing that in one take without punching in, well, he would need to breathe. Like, we all have to breathe. We're human. That's the only thing about tracks like this. They're super great on like a studio recorded album, but live performance you'll have to have your hype man or whoever is on stage performing with you. And typically what would happen is like they would finish the rhyme for you. So like if the rhyme scheme here was let's see, at the end he was rhyming like choose blues, like that rhyme scheme, right? So like you would rap the whole line and then your hype man would go choose, or like say like the last two lines, hard to choose, and then you would take a breath when your hype man says hard to choose, and then you go back to rapping again. Then he kicks in the last couple words while you take a breath. And it's again, this is a technical thing. Maybe you guys don't care about this, but it's just interesting to me because sometimes when I listen to songs like this, I do wonder what would it sound like if he was to perform this live, right? But the flow on this is fire. Like he killed that verse.
Shawty exotic, that's just how I like it. 32,000,
this chorus is fire too.
That lick, it was all about the money. If you have my kid, I'ma fix up your body. Gon' board on the private, the doctor Miami. Extension cord, got it stuck in my fanny. I run up more in the pandemic. Got this shit off the floor, ain't no handout. When I hopped out the Porsche, had them bands out. Made her get an abortion, she banned out. Mama, look at your boy, he a man now. Youngin' jumped off the Porsche, now he's man down. When the Yola came in, it was 10 brown. Used to think that I can't, but I can now. I just left to the bank with the bands now. About 100 and change, you get ran down. I came a long way from the bottom, and I did it with the bros. I came a long way from the apartments, posted by the corner store. I came a long way from the projects when the time we used to store.
The layering sounds fire because his regular like main vocal is deeper at this point, and then on the layer he's put his volume down, but he's almost like doing that higher pitch yelling delivery, and it's matching really well to have like the deep and the high together in that layer.
A long way in the process, my heart turned cold.
Man, this beat's crazy. That sound, that beat's crazy. Counting band, still no lyrics. I'll try to look it up.
Riding in the forest, brand new Lamborghini. Shawty said she with me till the end, I wanna see it. I'm a rollers, dump up, ram around, scrap rock, counting bands, yeah. Shawty said she really dig my swag, that I'm handsome. I told you, Kaya, grandma, don't you ever call me grandson. So that bitch can't get my number, mama, no, I ain't got no man. I really spent over 300,000 on designer clothes and jewelry. I really post up in them project houses, but making my denim and Louis.
So yeah, I caught that right there. He said, I don't know who Jakaya is. He says, I told Jakaya, grandma, don't you ever call me grandson. Maybe Jakaya is like his partner or something. But grandson was one of Vaughn's nicknames, I think. So I think that's a reference to that situation. It's like, I don't want to be called that because of that situation.
Don't you ever call me grand, so that bitch can't get my number, mama, no, I ain't got no man. I really spent over 300,000 on designer clothes and jewelry. I really post up in them project houses, but making my denim and Louis V. Let's hop on the jet and go fly to an island. And shawty, I'm talking about you and me. This is feeling you give me, I can't live without it. The mommy don't know what you do to me. The shawty a baddie, she look like a blaze. This nigga the habit that washing my blade. She keep it real, no, she never be faking. We throw a crip, that's the way that I made. Kiss on the lip like I'm coming back later. Run up a mill and then go to Jamaica. House on the hill, we gon' ball at the Lakers. Got it around clip and it came with the layers.
Alright guys, look, here's the thing. We're 14 tracks into this album, okay? The problem that I'm having right now is that this song doesn't feel particularly different or unique or special compared to some of the other tracks that have a similar sound or vibe to this. And to me, that's a problem because now we're talking about a 20-track album. I would prefer that an artist put out a 10 to 12 track album, and those 10 to 12 tracks give us something slightly different, They're a cohesive unit together that works well together. In this scenario, like, think about the things that I've talked about on my album reaction so far. We've talked about punching in on separate lines. We've talked about punching in overlapping lines. We've talked about layering the voice with high and low. Now we're a minute 14 into this song, which is a short song, 2:25, and he's done all of those things again. So we're not getting a unique delivery. We're not getting anything different other than the lyrics are a little bit different and the name of the track is something different, so the chorus is going to be different. This is where I have a little bit of issue, because although this is a good song, and it's going to continue being a good song, but my point is, why do I need the extra 6 tracks if at this point I've already received all the different types of songs that this album is going to have? And now I'm just going to start repeating the same stuff. So unless I'm wrong in the next minute and 10 seconds, he does something very different on this track, I'm going to say I'm not a huge fan of this track purely because of that reason. Like, it's a good song and it sounds good, but in terms of listening to a whole album, like, I don't know.
She keep it real, no, she never be faking. We throw a crib, that's the way that I made her. Kiss on the lip like I'm coming back later. Run up a meal and then go to Jamaica. House on the hill, we gon' ball at the lake.
See,
clipping it came with the legs.
He's cutting in every single line, right? So each line you can hear that he's finished delivering Jamaica, and then he's done. It doesn't sound like he's gearing up to say something else. And then you can hear the other voice come in and do the next line, and then it finishes, and then the other voice comes in, does the next line. But we've heard that like 5 times on this album already, at least, right? So that's my only thing. Like, he's still got the wordplay, he's still got the clever lines. Like, I don't want to discount that, but
Got it around clipping it came with the legs. Hit him with them rubber bands, yeah. I might get my youngin' 50,000, hit your man's up. I gave her my heart, and she held it for ransom. Gucci Ferragamo, blue bandana. I just wanna post some more codeine in my fan. I always keep that 30-30 loaded on my man. Purple baby smoking, Brody always tryna blame some. I just wanna post her with the dope fiends in Savannah. I'ma roll this dope up, ram around scrap.
So again, I'll concede where I should. I will say that part where he delivered like the rubber bands, 50,000, your man's up. I gave her my heart, she held it for ransom. Like, he changed up a little bit of what he was delivering there, but immediately after he finished those lines, he went back to the layering and cutting in, Anyways, let's check out the chorus. Have we heard a chorus? We heard the chorus to start. Okay, I'm gonna pay a little more attention to the chorus here. Let's see what we got on the chorus as the song wraps up.
I just wanna post her with the dope fiends in Savannah. I'ma roll this dope up, ram around scrap rock counting bands, yeah. Shawty said she really dig my swag, that I'm handsome. I told you, call your grandma, don't you ever call me grandson. So that bitch can't get my number, mama, no, I ain't got no man. I really spent over 300,000 on designer clothes and some jewelry. I really post up in them project houses, but man, on my denim and Louis V. Let's hop on the jet and go fly to an island. And shawty, I'm talking about you and me. It's this feeling you give me, I can't live without it. Little mommy don't know what you do to me.
I like the lyrics on the chorus. Yeah, look, I know we may not agree. I'm not gonna fake a reaction for you guys so that we agree or you guys like what I say. That's just how I feel about that one. I like the beat on this so far, though.
I treated you just like a dog and misled you. I hope you found somebody better who on a whole nother level. We love to sling out in my section on the street where I met her. Pain in my eyes, but I'm still stepping on my grind. I can't let her off to the one that I lost. You know it's never no pressure. I get this feeling from you, thug. I know I gotta do better. Just like my pistol keep you tucking on your my liberator. I got this feeling you better. So once you lead, don't be extra. These bitches live off social media, and plus they goes competition. I guess you don't fit the criteria. You'll love what I'm missing. Shawty sorta like a bacteria. She feel me with sick, so I ordered up all the narratives. I don't give a fuck about your friends. You'll be a stupid motherfucker. Put your trust in a hoe. If you know just like I know, just like the wind they gon' go. Why the fuck you seek seeking for attention. I guess that's what rock your boat. Same day you run out all them binges, she gon' leave cause you broke. She pull up screaming out my name all on the block I be on. She always tell me, tote that flame when I post on my street cone. I got lil' mama on my brain, can't get her off from week 4. Can't even lie, play the lame, I really did them wrong. I admit, I treated you just like a...
So see there, like, although the delivery may not have been super unique, like we've heard this delivery from him, and that's fine. Like, I don't expect a new delivery on every single track. Like, that's not realistic. It's not what I'm saying. However, on this track, I think what saves this one for me, where I like this one a lot more than the previous song, than Counting Bands, is that this one, he's taking you through a story, right? Like, he's unraveling, like, this scene that's playing out in front of you. And, like, that's fresh, because now I'm listening to this song and I can see this scene playing out in my head as he's rapping it. I love it. Like, I think that that's exceptional. And then your delivery can be the same, because with the way that you've written it or put your words together, that's what's making it unique and special.
Misled you. I hope you found somebody better who on a whole nother level. We love to sling out in my section on the street where I met her. Ain't in my eyes, but I'm still stepping on my grind. I can't let her. All to the one that I lost, you know it's never no pressure. I get this feeling from you, dog. I know I gotta do better. Just like my bitch to keep you talking on your my liberator. I got this feeling you better. So once you lead, don't be extra. I'ma pour that drink up in the Pepsi Cola. Ride with that Draco in the 4-seater. Hoe in the rest, I'ma go break the pain. I'ma fuck from the back, pull a nut on the face. Fuck it up with the Mac, we not leaving the church. I'm in love with your ass, but I need me some space. Nigga know for a fact he get shot in the face. I be sipping on that, got that shit by the case. Swell the shot at the baddest, I think that she blaze. Gotta stay with a scrap, cause these niggas be hating. My little bro in the trap, tryna run on some pay. In the pot where you at, I might post up in phrase. Scope on the back, got the Glock with the lace. If I fuck where you at, we be throwing up neighbors. Oh, yeah. Girl, I know I did you wrong, that's why I'm making this song. Talk as soon as we get home, I wanna see you in your thong. That Chinese bang like you Hong Kong. After I fucked you, leave me alone. Like, girl, I know I did you wrong. I admit, I treated you just like a dog and misled you. I hope you found somebody better who on a whole nother level.
He shredded on that second verse. And that's the delivery, right? Like, his delivery was fire on that. You know, I think that lyrically, like, you know, I don't know. I feel like the second verse lyrically was not doing what the first verse was doing, but then that's what I mean. Like, he switched up the delivery, gave us this like rapid fire heat, and then it's like, okay, that's something different. It's keeping my attention. It's making me want to find out what the next song is or what's coming up next, right? Much stronger track for me in my opinion. Like, so far in this, Heartaches was solid. It's very much like up my alley. From the Bottom, I love. It's the rags to riches stuff. Counting Bands, I was kind of like, I'm not a huge fan of it just because I've heard so much like that on the album. Rest in Peace Fat Fat, although it's kind of similar, but I thought there was some creative things in there that I really enjoyed. I admit I like a lot. Long Live Pab, I have heard before. We're gonna play it through, but I'm a big fan of that song.
In my section on the street where I met her. Pain in my eyes, but I'm still stepping on my grind. I can't let her. All to the one that I lost, you know it's never no pressure. I get this feeling from you, dog. I know I gotta do better. Just like my pistol, keep you tough. You know you my liberator. I got this feeling you better. So once you lead, don't be extra.
Nice. I like that. They must have lyrics for Long Live Pab by now, because that one's been out for a while. Yeah, there's the microphone. Isn't that so much better? Alright. Let me sit back a little bit.
Only if you speak my lingo, you will understand it. I wanna hit a lick like bingo, at least that's how I planned it. Like a gamble, no casino, Pablo left me damaged. Down dog, you left your nigga damaged. Too many perkins in my body on another planet. Baby, the only artists come from my savannah. I think that I might throw the towel in on my bandana. I think somebody out could shine down and hit my mantle. How I'm gon' get my life to all artists a dirty phantom. I wish I bulletproof that towel, jump out with a hammer. That hurt my heart, I watch my partner die right by a gas pump. Look to the sky, shooting star, think that I want that. Show that ride or die, I know that all my niggas is. The only reason that I screamed, I know I see my niggas dead.
See, now that line hits different now that I know more about the story. Back then, I didn't understand it. The only reason I screamed out, no, I seen my friend dead. Listen, I feel kind of weird that he even addressed it because I hear my son crying. I wonder if you guys can hear that on the microphone. I feel weird about it because I think that like people who made fun of him, and I know it became a meme or whatever it became. I think somebody was saying, but I think like people who made fun of him would have been like more people who would make fun of him regardless of anything that he does. Like for me, it makes no sense if I saw somebody doing that, like, and I knew that it was because they were looking at their friend dead in that car. What do you expect him to do? Like sit there and be like, oh, I guess he's dead. Okay. Like he's not gonna react that way. Like it's his friend, it's someone he's close with, someone he has a relationship with. So I just feel like I'm like I get the line a lot more now, but I almost wish that he didn't justify it. Like, dude, like you had every right to do that. But I think there's a setup here because we're looking at the rest here. I'm going to let it play out because I don't remember the next couple lines, but right away I see they laughed at me and made a joke, but never seen a person bled. And I think that's 100% true. Like people who haven't been in that situation, I think there's two. There's people who haven't been in that situation, and there's people who've been in that situation too much. So there's desensitization through too much exposure to it, like you're too comfortable around death. And then there's desensitization from distance and seeing violence or talking about violence or listening to music about violence. And then you get desensitized from it and you're like, no, you're supposed to be tough. No, when you're the one that's going through it, you're not going to be tough. Like, it's just not how it works. I can tell you that from experience. That's not how it goes.
I know that all my niggas is the only reason that I screamed. I know I see my nigga dead. They laughed at me and made a joke but never seen a nigga big. I gotta run me up some dope cause I can't get this out my head. That's all I see when I be sleep, so I don't barely go to bed. I gotta thank my bladder pink cause I keep sipping all this drink. That's about it, how you leave me out like this, I take the blame. Went to the county, I make sure I send you hundreds everywhere. I swear to God, I hate the fame, I just wish that I could change. I'm going hard like in the pain, I think it's time to quit the game. It's like I'm walking through the rain, I told a D to keep your chain. Whole 100 shots get filled with flames, I hear them speaking on your name. Only if you speak my lingo, you will understand it. I wanna hear the
This song hits a lot harder now that I know. I love this part. Yes.
I think somebody else could shine down and hit my man. I'm gonna give my life to all artists a dirty banner. I wish I bulletproof the towel, jump out with a hammer. That hurt my heart, I watch my partner die right by a gas pump. Look to the sky, shoot a star, think that I'm the last one.
Ah, that's nice. That's nice. Man, I love this song. This might be my favorite track on the album. And I've reacted to it before, but now that I know more of the story and more of what's happened, it just gives way more meaning to the track. I think this is my favorite song on the album. We don't know the lyrics for this one. This one's called Nightmare.
Marble floors and chandeliers, that's the only way we live. Selling dope inside the field, the way that bro them pay they bill. Over the stove cooking the seal, I'm trying to bring it back a little. Hot in the ghetto, shit get real, I know exactly how you feel.
Oh, nice.
Out of mine, rollies, perfect timing, well I call it Wobby. Pass without no dough, keep ballin', I'm not talking Kobe. Cadillac, I keep that 40, I know they gon' try to run out on me. Like I'm on that codeine, double cupping with some rubies. Other ones don't really know me, got that right, my heart so much and weight been on my shoulders. Also, I've been going through the motion. I've been getting colder, extra colder, deeper than the ocean. Play a beat by Kobe, just like Kobe. I've been going low, train down with a fofo. Running down, slicking 9 out of stolo. I can never drop a dime, I can't fold. Run it up from a dime, got a bankroll. Young enough, let it fly on the payroll. I'ma do a drive-by with a Draco. Got some pretty brown eyes like Dej-Lo. Gotta go with that ice, she ain't Clayco. Take it back where it started. Wait for the money, we stayed in the project. I lost a homie, that shit made me hard. Diamond on homie, you steady all pop. Wait for the money, been dripping on talk. 30 clip on me, you know he a talk. Sipping on Cody, my mind I done lost. I let her go cause she really be boss. With a bit by my lonely, I'm with all that art. I pull a 4 in the back of the bitch. I'ma post by the store with that Mac in my pants. Can you do something for me? She said it depends. I don't want no more bubbly, you waste on my pants. Really came up for nothing, I gave you a chance. I be too double cup and why counting these bands. He been young and thuggin', my nigga Lil Man. See, I beat him up, boy, we been locked in the can. Whole 100 shots when this war out of van. I made a trust to get up and get right. Catch your time up in court, but you know you a rat. You can't afford when I jump out the jam.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull this back a little bit. Man, his flow, like he's going hard on this. Like this verse, the chorus kind of had me again in a moment where I was like, like, am I gonna like this song? Again, not because the chorus sounds bad, but I was just kind of like, am I getting something different from this chorus? But the moment he hit that verse, you understand. Okay, the chorus is gonna be like this solid place where you just get to kind of recover from what he's about to do on the verse, because he's going crazy on this verse. Like I love that there's actual information being relayed on it, like he's taking you through something, but the delivery, the rapid fire like cadence of this verse, he's killing it right now. A couple of lines that stood out to me. Again, as I've told you guys, I love the rags to riches stuff. So really came up from nothing. I love when there's stuff like that. And then whole 100 shots when it's wore out a van. Yeah. And there's some financial stuff in here too. I made a trust to get up and get racks. I think that's what he's referencing, because unless there's like some sort of like slang or terminology that is referring to, from my understanding, he's talking about like making a trust to, secure his money. But you guys let me know if there's something else there. See, I beat him up, boy, we been locked in the can. Whole 100 shots when this war out of van. I made a trust to get up and get right. Catch your time up in court, but you know you a rat. No, you can't afford when I jump out the jam. Young JLG, yeah, we really got hands. Play with the D, then I'm dropping the bag. Even dead in the streets, then we spinning it back. Whole 50 piece out of spin on my name. And chandeliers, that's the only way we live. Selling dope beside the field, the way that bro them pay they bill. Over the stove, cooking the seal. I'm trying to bring it back a little. Hot in the ghetto, shit get real. I know exactly how you feel. Paddocks out of mine, rollies, perfect timing, well I call it Woody. Pass without no dough, keep ballin', Hunter talking Kobe. Cadillac, I keep that 40. I know they gon' try to run out. So ballin' hard, not talking Kobe. I believe that's a reference to, in the playoffs, there was a clip of Chris Rock and oh man, who was sitting next to him? It was somebody else sitting next to Chris Rock, and Chris Rock's trying to talk to Kobe, and he's like trying to get his attention, and Kobe's like so in the zone, like he doesn't even flinch, he doesn't even acknowledge that Chris Rock is to his left talking to him. He's just standing there like locked in, watching the game. I think he was waiting to check in to play or something. That like, it's one of those things. Like Kobe was my favorite player of all time, but he's one of my favorites in terms of like his reaction. Like if he does something impressive, he didn't always have to like go crazy about it. Like he kind of like gave you the stare down and walked away. And he talked shit too. Like don't get me wrong, he talked shit a lot, but I think that was so much cooler. Like if you just like give someone the stare down, be like, yeah, I just did that, and walk away. I think it's so much cooler than like saying stuff or yelling or whatever. But that line stands out to me because I think that's what he's referencing, is that Chris Rock situation.
Like I'm on that codeine, double cupping with some rubies. Other ones don't really know me. Got that rainbow hustle, so much and waving on my shoulders. Also, I've been going through this life. I've been getting colder, extra colder, deeper than the ocean. Play a beat by Kobe, just like Kobe. I've been going loco.
Beat by Kobe. I think there's an artist called Kobe as well. And then just like Kobe, I've been going loco. I don't know what that reference is exactly, but that's another crazy beat, man. Like he's got some really good beats. A lot of it is kind of on this deeper side of the spectrum. And again, I like deeper side of the spectrum. I know there's going to be people that were probably wishing for more up-tempo, aggressive, like a different variety of songs, but these beats are solid.
Skirt, skirt.
No scale, no lyrics.
Straight out the pot, I'ma whip up the bang. I went so hard when it got a plain Jane. Yeah. whoa, 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 crazy. Dollars and dollars, hit Miami, then fuck on the model. 100 G's on the visa, no problem. In the streets, undefeated, no shotters.
Yo, 100 G's on the visa? That's nuts. I don't know what you guys have as your credit limit. I do not have $100,000 credit limit on my visa.
Be like a bocce, come and kick it with me, no karate. Walk outside, VIP with my rock.
Hold on, let me pull this back. We got some wordplay here.
No problem. In the streets, undefeated, no shotters. Let her cook on the beat like a bocce. Come and kick it with me, no karate. Walk outside, VIP with my rocket. I don't want her around cause she toxic. Rockin' new double G, that regardless. I might put on some Dion and Robin. 30 D when you see us, we mobbing. 30 D when you see us, them shotters. 33 for the real exotic. Know the AP on Fleetwater faucet. Fed in Louis V, sneaks paid 1,000. I remember I came from the bottle. Give me shine. I ran that check up, check. Yeah. Rolls Royce calling in stars on the ceiling. Pistol on the dresser. Yeah. Sipping the scissor. Everybody really came in with my racks up. I can take them way back. I was on the kisser with my mask on. They wanna murder me, hoping I still can't put down this burgundy potion. The shot of her pussy is Fiji, the ocean. Key to my heart, she the reason is over. Balenciaga, my feet really swollen. Fendi and Prada, I get it, I'm chosen. Promethazine, I just need me a dose. Straight out the flow, that's a Miriam Dolce. Dollars and dollars, hit Miami, then fuck on the model. 100 G's on the visa, no problem. In the streets, undefeated, no shotters. Let her cook on the beat like a bocce. Come and kick it with me, no karate. Walk outside, VIP with my rocket. I don't want her around cause she toxic. Rockin' new double G, that regardless. I might put on some Dion and Robin. 30 D when you see us, we mobbing. 30 D when you see us, them shotters. 33 for the real exotic. Know the AP on Fleetwater faucet. Fed in Louis V, sneaks paid 1,000. I remember I came from the bottle. Give me shining.
So that was a short song, 2 minutes 18 seconds. Like, kind of just felt like him taking a couple minutes to like flex a little bit. There was a lot of like brand referencing, and then there was some clever lines in there too. Come and kick it, no karate. Love to cook on the beat, hibachi. So we had some wordplay in here throughout the song, like the no AP on fleek, water faucet. So we know what he's talking about, drip. So that part was cool. There was a lot of referencing and a lot of like wordplay that was put into that. I like that. Short and sweet. Forever 16.
In my people, I'm forever reppin' 16. I feel bottom. I'm going through it, call a train, man. Adderall got me faded, I've been thinking. After all of these mistakes, going through some things, yeah. AKAs and 38s, talking yellow tape, man. My nigga picture on the wall and it don't feel right. Bourbon truck, them shots came through that client, I might still tight. I can't trust my dog, but love them all, they screaming crib life. They done took my heart, that's why I law, we gotta kill. I swear to God that they don't know that I've been going.
They took my heart, that's why our law we got to kill now. I think he said something like that.
I can't trust my dog, but love them all, they screaming crib life. They done took my heart, that's why I law, we gotta kill. I swear to God that they don't know that I've been going through some things all day. Sitting by the window, hope the rain go away. I hope this pain go away. I watch my mains go away.
Nice.
It's gonna be good. I swear to God that they don't know that I've been going through some things all day. Sitting by the window, hope the rain go away. I hope this pain go away. I watch my mains go away. They truly we gon' get some hit. My nigga Kobe on my ass cause I've been barely recording. I'm steady thinking about the past cause I've been going through torture. Wish I could bring my nigga back, I spin the wheel of some fortune. Maybe that's Jesus cause the cash that I done spent on abortion. I'ma throw my seeds up till I'm dead until I drown in the water. Caught in my...
Okay. That was a nasty sequence right there. Wish I could bring my friend back, I spin the wheel of some fortune. So nice reference there. Maybe that's Jesus because the cash that I done spent on abortions. Man, that's wild.
Wish I could bring my nigga back, I spin the wheel of some fortune. Maybe that's Jesus cause the cash that I done spent on abortion. I'ma throw my seeds up till I'm dead until I drown in the water. Caught in my thoughts inside my head, I see my man in the car. Read out receipts I never read, we back to back and I'm charged. I don't wanna fuck up your face, that's what I told the pop. My nigga picture on the wall.
Oh, isn't that a reference to Red Eye Receipts I Never Read? Um, and then he like, isn't there a Red Eye Charger? Like, isn't there a version of the Charger that's called that? I think.
Fuck up your face, that's what I told the pop. I wanna see you on the wall and it don't feel right. Baby, trust them shots came through that client, I might still tight. I can't trust my dog, but love them all, they screaming crib life. They done took my heart, I swear, all we gotta kill. I swear to God that they don't know. They don't know that I've been going through some things all day. Sitting by the window, hope the rain go away. I hope this pain go away. I watch my mains go away. It's gonna be good, I swear to God that they don't know. I've been going through some things all day. By the window, hope the rain go away. I hope this pain go away. I watch my mains go away. They know that we gon' get some get. I said that now I let me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep.
The last line of the chorus is hard, man. They know we're gonna get some they know that we gonna get some get back. So
I said that now I let me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. Tears keep rolling down my face while getting weaker in the knee. I still ain't found the time and space to go to see tonight. I stop panic shining bright as they look to me body cause right about it. Now me waitress golden Dre. I think about where can I just leave. Got my hand be on my waist by it we gon' make it. I know my auntie Quilla mad at me cause I won't get from out. I know them killers gon' be glad to see the day you die 50. My niggas picture on the wall and it don't feel right. Baby, truck them shots came through that client, I might still tight. I can't trust my dog, but love them all, they screaming crib life. They done took my heart, I swear, all we gotta kill. I swear to God that they don't know. They don't know that I've been going through some things all day. Sitting by the window, hope the rain go away. I hope this pain go away. I watch my mains go away. It's gonna be good, I swear to God that they don't know. And I've been going through some things all day. Sitting by the window, hope the rain go away. I hope this pain go away. I watch my mains go away. They know that we gon' get some get back. Forever reppin' 16, that's the plot. Forever reppin' 16, that's for pop.
yeah.
They know that we gon' get some get back.
That song is that's a solid song. The only thing is, you guys know I don't like certain types of songs as much, just because I think I just don't want those type of things to happen. So parts of the song that, I just struggle to support, and I feel the same way when Youngboy does this as well, or other artists do this as well. But the revenge lines and stuff, like, it's just hard for me because I know it would be a never-ending cycle. Like, if you do get revenge, then they're gonna get revenge, and then you're gonna get revenge, and then everybody's dead. There's no point, right? So that's the only criticism of that song. Otherwise, as far as the song goes, Forever 16, that's a solid track. And we've made it to the last track. This is with Youngboy, so curious to see what this is going to be like. This has been out for a bit, it looks like. It has a lot of plays. It says 4 million plays. There's nothing else on here that has that many plays. So that's got to be a little bit of the Youngboy draw too, right? So let's go ahead and pull up the lyrics and see what we got. Closing the album.
I say, Lord, give me a sign. Show mercy when it's time.
Ooh, nice.
Between the feds and the bitch, niggas want me dead. I don't know if I should quit or kill them all instead. I say, Lord, give me a sign.
Oh, that's hard.
Show mercy when it's time.
Oh, nice
Between
delivery.
the feds and the bitch, niggas want me dead. I don't know if I should quit or kill them all instead. I say, Lord, give me a sign. Shit so many times, but now I'm speaking the real. This shit I'm putting in my rhymes, really the life that I live. You gon' have some niggas trying to test you just to see what's the deal. Then I be damn, it really happened. Now a rapper got killed. It broke my heart seeing my nigga get hit up with that steel. On top of that, get hit with murder for protecting his crib. I'm dropping tears by my career, but I can't trip, I'm a soldier. I seen so many people change to a dark place, I grew closer. I'm looking over my shoulder, hoping that I'ma grow older. I know I gotta stay focused, I'm in the studio loaded. I'm leaning out off this codeine, hope I don't wake in the morning. My grandma told me I'm chosen, I'm starting to think that she joking. You know that life is a gamble, so I look at it like poker. It still ain't shit I can't handle.
Sorry, it's hard for me to stop sometimes with these songs. I'm going to pull it back a little bit, but this line right here, my grandma told me I'm chosen. I'm starting to think that she was joking.
I'm in the studio loaded. I'm leaning out off this codeine, hope I don't wake in the morning. My grandma told me I'm chosen.
That line, I just got goosebumps. I'm leading hard up this codeine. Hope I don't wake in the morning.
Think that she joking. You know that life is a gamble, so I look at it like poker. It still ain't shit I can't handle. That's why I caught the new road. Jimmy, my girl, and my hammer. They let me out on my loan. Speak on my life, but don't know me. I need a sign. I say, Lord, give me a sign.
I need a sign that
Show
say
mercy
lonely.
when it's time. Between the feds and the bitch, niggas want me dead. I don't know if I should quit it.
This is deep. This is a deep song, and this chorus is hard.
I'm all instead. I say, Lord, give me a sign.
Strong finish to the
Show
album.
mercy when it's time.
Oh man.
Between the feds and the bitch, niggas want me dead. I don't know if I should quit or kill them all instead. I say, Lord, give me a sign.
Cause I know this the wrong route that I chose. Let it Floyd roll your boat, I'm milling out of copo control. I'm dealing with these hoes. Tryna pop a top with the bitches high, nigga hit my brother with that pole. Real on, mama, I lost my soul, I like to be alone. Keep a burn on, but you know just how it is if I don't make it home. House arrest, still chasing chase. Fuck my ex, she brought me stress. Sneaky bitch out having sex, how the fuck I'm supposed to cope with that? Try hard not to lose my mind.
See, like he's coming on here with like a really strong rhyme scheme here and pattern, like a tight one. Like you're getting double time rhyme, right? Like instead of getting it at the end on this next part, you're kind of getting it on like half lines.
My soul, I like to
like
be
faster.
Keep a burn on, but you know just how it is if I don't make it home. House arrest, still chasing chase. Fuck my ex, she brought me stress. Sneaky bitch out having sex, how the fuck I'm supposed to cope with that? Try hard not to lose my mind. Try to find a way, just me and my guys. Black baller wanna sales down, cause Tim get dirty with that. Quando, no, I don't really slang. I don't talk, but that be who was I. Doing bad at times, I cry, hit my knees and prayers to the sky. I'm a soldier, that's what I told him, knew I fold him from the jump ball. But this nigga still wanted us to pull his whole car. Pain from the jail bars. I'm in a Rover, ain't no chauffeur. Success, nothing I can show for. But another man blood.
I say, Lord, give me a sign. Show mercy when.
He just said success, nothing I could show for, but another man's blood. Bro, what?
Between the feds and the bitch, niggas want me dead. I don't know if I should quit or kill them all instead. I say, Lord, give me a sign.
Fire.
Show mercy when it's time.
Fire.
Between the feds and the bitch, niggas want me dead. I don't know if I should quit or kill them all instead. I say, Lord, give me a sign.
Oh man. Guys, listen, again, you know me, I'm always going to be honest with you guys. For me, first half of the album, I think was a solid first half of the album. My criticism, if you watch part one, was just that there was too many songs that had long choruses and long pre-choruses and bridges and very short verses in comparison. Like, it's okay for me to do it sometimes, but I think when you had like of 10 tracks, you had like 4 or 5 even that had really long choruses and short verses. That was my criticism of this part, of the first part, sorry. The second part, I think we started strong. I liked Heartaches a lot. I thought Rest in Peace Fat Fat was good. From the Bottom I thought was great. I love the Rags to Riches stuff. Counting Bands, for me, it kind of was a bit of a dip in the album, to be honest. Not because it's a bad song, but for the reasons that I mentioned. I Admit came right back up. Solid track. Long Live Pab. Oh, shoot. I think it's Long Live Pab is still my favorite because of the subject matter. It takes number 1. Give Me a Sign is going to be number 2. Give Me a Sign with Young Boy. Like, what a solid track to finish this album. I think they couldn't have made a better choice as the last track. You just kick it off on a high note. The songs here, Nightmare, the verses were crazy. Forever 16, like the chorus, like had some really hard stuff. The Get Back line. No Scale just seemed like a flex song to me. Again, it wasn't one of my favorite tracks on the album. Not that it's a bad song. I just think that in the grand scheme of things. So for the whole part, like we're talking about 20 tracks, like I think maybe this could have been like a 15 track album just because of certain songs and repetitive sounds and like long chorus, short verses. That's my only thing about it. But my favorite tracks, wow. There was good ones on the first part. Man, Me First was a really, really strong track. Tear It Down was a very strong track. Where Would I Be was a very strong track. I Admit, Long Live Pab, Give Me a Sign. Yeah, but Give Me a Sign, Long Live Pab, my two favorite songs on the album. I'm glad I checked that out, guys. I hope you guys are still here with me. If you are, I appreciate you spending your time. I hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you next time.